Hi, my name is Mike, and I'm going to teach you how to create a survey with powerful reporting tools in WordPress. But first, Formidable Forms 5.0 is here! We're adding new features all the time, and one of the coolest new features of 5.0 is a drag-and-drop layout designer in our form builder. It's now easier than ever to place multiple fields in a row or make multiple column forms. I'll show you how easy it is to use in part of today's tutorial. But that's not the focus. Today is about the brand new survey and reporting features just added to Formidable Forms. It was already a great tool to create your own customized surveys, and now it's even more powerful. Formidable Forms now has Likert Scales, an NPS scale, and a button-style display option for both radio and checkbox fields. So let's try them all out, shall we? This is the website for my ice cream shop, Thrice Cream, because we have 3 times the flavor. Business is doing well, but part of our brand is to have the most cutting-edge flavors. So I want to send out a survey to our customers to see what they're most likely to purchase and what flavors would scare them away. To do that, let's make a survey form using the new fields just added to Formidable Forms. So first, we'll make a blank form and call it Flavor Survey. Let's add a Likert field. We'll change the field label to How likely are you to try these flavors? I'm going to go to Columns and change the default options. I'm going to bulk edit columns because Formidable Forms already has common Likert templates. We're going to choose likely as that's the form of our question. And don't worry, you can still customize the columns if you like. In fact, I'm going to do that by changing extremely to very to soften the choice a little bit. Now let's go to rows and list our possible new flavors. The first will be peanut butter s'mores. The second will be macadamia nut cookie dough. And the third will be vanilla steak and potatoes. Those are all the flavors I want to ask about for now, but I do want to know a bit more about my customers. So I'm going to ask how often they come to my ice cream shop. I'm going to do a radio button field, but I'm going to change them to look like buttons rather than the standard simple option. I'm going to change the field label to the question, how often do you shop at Thrice Cream? And then I'm going to have the following choices. A few times per year, about once a month, a few times per month, and a few times per week. Okay, now I want to know what they normally buy, so I'll add a checkbox field. And look, I'm using 5.0's new drag and drop feature. We'll put it right next to our last field, looking nice and clean. I'm changing this field to button styling as well. For the field label for this one, we'll have the question, when at Thrice Cream, what have you purchased? Choose all that apply. Ice cream cone, ice cream shakes, sundaes, and ice cream sandwiches. Finally, I want to calculate our NPS. That stands for Net Promoter Score, and it's a good way for businesses to gauge their appeal to their customers. It consists of one question that doesn't change and is auto-filled when you create the field. How likely are you to recommend us to a friend or colleague? On a scale of 0 to 10. You can change us to whatever product or service you want, but the general question shouldn't change. Now, I will admit that this isn't the best way to do an NPS survey, as normally the survey should just be the NPS question with maybe a couple of open-ended follow-ups, but this works as an example. So there's my survey. Now, when you make your survey, you can do what you want with it. Upload it onto your website directly, send it out to your mailing list, and Formidable Forms can help you do all of that. But what I'm going to do is generate a bunch of entries really quickly so I can show you some of the reporting features built into Formidable Forms. Okay, so I just made a bunch of entries. Once your form gets its first entry, this Reports tab will appear. Let's check it out. First, it'll show you the total submissions as well as those submissions over time. And look at that, all my very real from real people, not just made up for example submissions, just happened to come today. What a coincidence. Okay, let's look at my possible future flavors. Okay, it's looking really good for macadamia nut cookie dough, and not so good for vanilla steak and potatoes, huh? Okay, let's see how often people shop at Thrice Cream. A fairly good spread, which is good. It means I didn't just get super fans responding to the survey. And let's see what people order. Looks good, our sundaes are our least popular item, so that makes sense. And finally, let's look at our Net Promoter Score. Formidable Forms has a beautiful graph built in, and it auto-calculates your score. If you don't know, the way your NPS is calculated is by taking the percentage of your 9s and 10s, your promoters, and subtracting the 0s to 6s, who are your detractors. 40 is considered a solidly good score, and anything better than that is amazing. And that's how you can use Formidable Forms to create awesome surveys and reports in WordPress. Next week's video will be on custom reports, so hit subscribe for more WordPress tips, and I'll see you next time.